What you're about to see is an extract of one of our 1 hour long Q&A conversations that we have for our paid product Tana 1, where members of Tana 1 can ask us questions and we discuss it. So this is just a portion of it, but we wanted to show you what it's like to be on the other side. So if you're interested to learn more about our paid program, you can check it out in the description. Right now, if you're watching this at the time of releasing this video, we're still doing the Q&A calls. Otherwise, you're gonna find other tiers where you can make it a bit more self-paced. Right now, what you'll find is a hybrid program where you have your self-paced video lessons as well as the Q&As at the same time, so you can learn more about that in the description. And with that said, we hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get to it. Since this is an extract of a longer conversation, I'll give you some very quick context. We've been talking about how Tana builds upon some concepts of programming and how Tana is such a powerful way to make programming accessible to the rest of us. During our exclusive Q&A calls, we often get more specific about use cases in Tana, but this is an interesting discussion that goes a bit more in the conceptual aspects of Tana itself, which we thought was interesting to share with you. With that said, let's get to it and we hope you enjoy it.
You know, in the past there was two kinds of IT guys, the analysts and the programmers. Today, we don't have, as mentioned, classical coding, but we have the analyst problem. And if Tana, it doesn't solve the analyst problem, solve just the programming problem. Okay. So
right.
You need to learn a new language that is a little not straightforward. The analyst problem still stands.
Can I ask, what is the analyst problem? Yeah.
Can you describe what is the analyst?
The analyst problem is really understanding the problem and breaking it down into, designing the flow. To me, Nick, you in the way you have structured your design process is that you are actually trying to teach us to be that analyst. What am I trying to solve? And then what are the different ways I can go about doing this? And that is the analyst problem.
Yeah. So the analyst problem is, that's interesting. We have all these different generations of working in IT and software. So for the last 5 or 10 years, in my experience, it's been triads of programmers, an engineering lead, and a product manager and a product designer, which is what I've been, a product or UX designer. And we basically, the product manager and I more or less tell the developers what to build. Although in really good organizations, the developers are able to have conversations. So that's why it's a triad. Hopefully conversations are going in all directions, but put it very bluntly, we tell the programmers what to build. And so, the analyst is the program or the product manager plus product designer, I suppose. And then the developer is the programmer. And you were totally right that if you don't know what you're building for when you're building something, let's put it this way. Everything that you build serves a purpose. There's no guarantee that it serves your purpose, though, unless you know what purpose you're building for.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good. I mean, to put, like kind of broader terms, I like how connecting it to the various things that we said so far is like Tana, the main skill that you need to approach Tana with is understanding the big picture of what is it that you want to achieve conceptually, right? Like, okay, I want a CRM for these reasons and these reasons, right? I want like a task manager to achieve this, and this. As long as you have the analyst, the archetype of the analyst is like the part of your brain that understands the big picture idea of why you want to achieve this or why you want to achieve a certain goal. And then there's a technical aspect of, okay, let's get down to building it, which is the archetype of the programmer, which is also useful. And to connect it to what we were saying before, Tana does allow you to have the building blocks to build things with, I will say without code. I understand that that's probably not the most accurate, but it is a language. It is a language where you need to understand how to connect different things, how to drag different fields in other places. It's kind of like Legos where you put things inside of other parts. It's very conceptual, but it's also kind of visually there instead of actually typing the code itself. But it is super interesting how both of these aspects are important, not only understanding the big picture of what you want to achieve, but also the understanding of how to execute it, how to make it happen in Tana. So yeah, very interesting conversation. Nice. Sergio, any final thoughts on that?
uh, it's a good thing. And also, a last comment, Notion had a great traction because they work with tables, but they named them databases. They are not databases, they are tables. Okay, because they
Right.
use the field types as tables in order not to give, not terminology that is not conflicting. They name so the domain, the application domain of Notion in order to manage data, not nodes, is about 3 to 10 databases. Otherwise, you get lost.
Mhm.
That is so interesting because yeah, like when Notion kind of described what they do as databases, I was always a bit confused, and I think that made it daunting for beginners, being like, okay, what is a database at the end of the day? So I always described it the Notion ones as like tables with filters or like tables with advanced like sorting and filters. It's a spreadsheet really,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it was very clever concept, and
Mhm.
it was at the right time. If it was pre, it will fail. If it was after, also will fail.
That is very interesting.
The
Yeah.
timing
Uh,
was excellent for them.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, one of the things that I think Notion opened up to is like an easy ability to have like tables, but also you can open it as a page, right? Which that allows for two views and for information to be inside of other information in each column, which is not something you can do in a spreadsheet like Google Sheets. But Tana does take it to the next level because everything is more dynamic. Like Notion, in order to access a particular entry in a particular row and column, a cell, you do need to know where that is in the whole context of all your nodes versus Tana, everything is everywhere and everything is discoverable from everywhere. So that is where Tana takes it to the next level. But that's super interesting, Sergio. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's been great. Very interesting conversation. Thanks everyone for being here. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Hope you have a great
Thanks
week.
again. Keep up the
Thank you
good
very
work.
much indeed. Bye
Hey.
bye.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank
Cheers.
you. Great. So we hope you enjoyed that conversation. We literally have hours upon hours recorded of our Q&A calls like this, as well as all of our video lessons that are part of our comprehensive program, Tana 1. So you can learn more about it in the description, and we hope to see you there.